Hello, hello, my lovelies. Today we're talking about a little fan project that has been recently circulating around, and it is the new Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated live action. It is a completely fan-made project, and I watched the first episode. We're going to talk about it. So without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's talk about it. Rolling intro. Welcome back. Now, let's talk about this show. It is, again, a completely fan-made project. They have no network. It is actually here on YouTube. And I'm going to be including the link to the first episode within my description, so that way, for anyone that wants to watch this, can go watch it. Because I feel like this new series deserves a lot of viewers, because this, you can tell they cared about what they were making. And there's so many Scooby Doo references. For those of you who do not know, I am a Scooby Doo fan. And I loved the original animated series of Mystery Incorporated, which was on Cartoon Network. It was more of a story-driven show, and it was fantastic. It still kind of followed the same formula as like the older Scooby Doo cartoons, but they made it more of a lore, and there was a lot more mystery, and there was an overarching story plot. It was really good. Now, what is this live action about? Well, at first we get right into the action. Fred wakes up and he realizes that both his parents are sadly passed. And in the room with them is a demon, or what looks to be a demon. And we kind of get glimpses of each of the Mystery Inc. characters in this new world. It's still Coolsville, but it kind of did give me Riverdale vibes, but like first season Riverdale vibes, not whatever Riverdale is now. But because it does handle some subjects like usage of certain things and high school drama, all that kind of stuff. And Velma's mom owns a bookshop. He goes to the library or the bookshop, and Velma is there, and she tells him, I'm sorry for your loss. I understand. I lost my dad a couple years ago. And she looks at his computer and she's like, oh, demonology, huh? That's kind of an interesting subject. And he's like, well, how did you know about that? And she's like, oh, your computer. And he's like, oh, no. And she's like, no, it's okay. It's actually quite common for someone in your situation to see things. And he's like, I didn't just see things, Velma. And she's like, well, I think you did. And he's like, well, prove it to me. So this is how it starts. He sees a demon and then he starts looking into it. He comes across Velma. And then Velma tries to prove to him that what he's seen was just a hallucination. And meanwhile, Daphne is getting ready to be either announced homecoming queen or not. Her mom is really pressing her hard, saying that, she's a Blake. And that means something, and she needs to use it as a tool to get what she wants. And basically just rich people stuff in these kinds of shows. Her mom's really, high society, you need to live up to the pressures of being one of us and all that other kind of stuff. And Shaggy actually is the sheriff's son, kind of. I don't think he was the sheriff's son in the original series. No, he wasn't. But his dad is the sheriff, and Shaggy actually has some issues. He sells certain things on the side, and he actually wants to quit this. And we do see Scooby. Scooby is a Great Dane in this show, a brown Great Dane with the collar, of course. And he doesn't want to sell this stuff anymore. But there's this big party, and a couple of jocks kind of bully him into going back into that kind of lifestyle and give him money in order to buy some things, substances. And so Shaggy keeps telling them, no, I'm done with that stuff. I'm done with it. I'm going straight. But they pressure him anyways, and so he buys the stuff. Velma and Fred end up releasing what's known as the 13 Pillars. And the 13 pillars are demons. And it starts with Minor 49er, which is a really well-known monster in Scooby Doo. And this is how the gang kind of interacts for the first time as a group. There's this big party going on, and they have to stop a monster before he can alert the others. And I'm trying not to give you guys as much information, but while still trying to get you guys interested in this. I'm sorry if there's just a few brief spoilers in this. But it does help set up everything and how the gang meets. And Daphne ends up getting a drink thrown on her. She runs to the bathroom. The monster comes. Fred and Velma show up with a book that has incantations in it to kind of stop the monster. And Shaggy has been watching through a curtain the entire time, so he also sees this happen. And that's how we see the gang somewhat interact for the first time, is after everything's done and they're like, what the just happened? So it is a very more grown-up version of what we previously know. Again, it looks like it's been briefly inspired by Riverdale or earlier Riverdale seasons. So I think this was great. The production was great. The costumes, the references. I feel like this show is good. And again, it's a fan-made project. There's always going to be maybe a couple things wrong with it. But I didn't really find that much wrong with it. I mean, we even got the Hex Girls. We got the Hex Girls, and I love the Hex Girls. I love them so much. I wish they were a real band. I wish the Hex Girls was a real band because I would watch them. I would buy every album if the Hex Girls were actually a real band. Let me just tell you. So I feel like this was great. And again, it's a fan-made project. They really did care about what they were making, and you can tell they watched a lot of older Scooby Doo stuff, because there's a lot of like subtle references to previous things sprinkled throughout, and it's really good. And I want to watch the rest of this. I really do. Not only as a fan of Scooby Doo, but like it's a really cool version, and how they handled, Shaggy and his issues is really good, because he doesn't want to keep doing this kind of stuff. He doesn't want to keep buying certain things for people that he shouldn't. He keeps telling them, I'm going straight. I don't want to do this anymore. But peer pressure and all that, which is typical in like real life situations. So and he doesn't just keep saying, like, he doesn't talk how Shaggy does. He actually does have like a normal voice. And Scooby does not talk. Again, he's a normal dog. But Shaggy seems to understand Scooby on a personal level, which I think a lot of us do with our dogs. So, yeah, I feel like this was great. I was just scrolling through TikTok and I seen somebody talking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, they're rebooting Mystery Incorporated. I need to go watch this. So I did, and it's like 58 minutes long. But it really does set up the rest of the show, and it introduces us to all the characters, what their personalities are. It seems like Velma really struggles with anxiety and panic, and Daphne has all this pressure on her from her parents. Shaggy has his issues, and Fred is looking for answers. He is driven by this event that he witnessed, and he is certain that he's seen something, but they really do give Fred more of a character arc and explains how he got into all this stuff in the first place. So I liked this. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 9. There was a couple things I didn't quite understand, but it was really good for a bunch of people just kind of making a passion project. So if you guys want to go support this YouTube channel and this TV show, I again will be putting it in the description below. I really like this. I really want to watch the rest of it. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you feel like it, please hit the like button. Maybe hit that subscribe button for shits and gigs. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by summer, so I'd be much, much appreciated if you would hit that subscribe button. Maybe turn on the notification bell, do all the buttons, press all the things, all that good stuff. I don't just talk about TV shows, I talk about books, movies, anime, pop culture news, pop culture drama in general. Anything that really interests me. It's the random show for a reason. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. I love you all so, so, so much, and I hope you have a great day.